All right. So that is what when you're getting lost and you know, like, hey, I don't know where to go. This is it right here. Just circle the question mark, you click on it, and you got the training videos. You even have a guided tour that you could actually take where it takes you on certain parts of the Deal Driven app, and you actually have to be interactive with it. And so you can play with that. All right. Now, does anybody have any questions or comments or anything before I move on to the next part? Nope. Yes, maybe. Nope. Okay, Carolyn.
Yes. I have a question. I don't know if it's the correct time to ask this, but I cannot put my app into my phone because they are asking for my credit card or something like that. So I don't know how to do it. Do I have to do it in my computer or first, or I don't know?
No, no, no. So, excuse me. You do have a Deal Driven app account, correct? You've already got
Not
it set
yet.
up. Okay. You have to set it up. The best way to set up your Deal Driven account is to do it on your laptop first or your
Ah,
desktop. Go through it that way and get it set up. And then for just so you'll know, this is not it's a web-based app. It's not just a app that you get from the app store, deals, all that good stuff.
ah,
It's a web-based app. So depending on what kind of device you have, what kind of phone you
Android.
got? I won't hold
Uh,
that against you. Okay, I won't hold that against you. I got
Why?
an I got an
I
iPhone.
know, I
Everybody,
know, I know. Everyone has an iPhone, but I'm Android. A
I know
Samsung.
there's a lot of Android users, but I'm telling you, if you're gonna be doing business in real estate, you gotta get an iPhone. I'm just
Ah,
telling you
okay.
that. I mean, I'm just saying. But anyway, for you, which is good though, once you get it set up, through your
Mm,
laptop or whatever, then you can go to the Google Play Store, right? And you can pull up the Deal Driven app and you can download it to your phone. And you just log in the same way you normally do, boom, boom, boom. Um,
okay.
if you're on an iPhone, you can create an icon on your phone. If you log in using Safari and then it asks you if you want to add this to home on your homepage, you do it. It'll give you an icon and you can tap on it just like that app. But this works best with Chrome. So all you got to do is just save it as a favorite on your Chrome, on your web, your browser, and then anytime you need to go on it, you just click on it and you're there. Um, Let me ask you a question, Carolina. Are you a partner with Partners Driven?
Yes.
Okay. So did you clicked on the link that they gave you to follow and to set it up, correct?
No, I click it, but through my phone. So maybe that
Okay.
is why, yeah, I have to do it in my computer, on my computer.
Yes, but also it will ask you for a credit card or debit card when you sign up, but you won't be charged with it because you're a partner.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
So remember that. Now, if it asks you, to pay $49, then don't, you know, you can start it, but what you need to do is you need to reach out to the deal driven support.
Mm,
Just simply send an email to Chloe, that's CHOLE,
mm-hmm.
yeah, at partnerdriven.com and let her know that
Okay.
you're a partner. And that way she can, convert your account over to a partner account. That way you don't have to worry about that monthly charge
Ah,
coming out. Okay.
okay.
Can you call me? My phone number is
Okay. So,
857 312.
Yeah, let me mute him.
okay. So, as you're saying, it works better with an iPhone?
No, I'm just saying it works better on Google Chrome.
Okay.
Yeah, I just messing with you with the iPhone thing.
Ah, perfect. Okay. I just want to know, because if I need to get an iPhone, I will it.
No, I just mess with people like on our coaching staff. There's only a couple of people who have an
I know.
Android. So when we try to do a group text, we can't, label it like we do
I
with
know.
iPhones. You can label and all that good stuff. But them, they be messing
I
with the
know.
whole flow and they can't take voice text. Hey man, what are you doing? Can't even do that with them. So anyway,
Got it. Got it.
yeah, no problem.
Thank you
Well,
very.
great question. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Can I ask a question?
Tony, yes, you got your hand up.
If I have someone that's interested to be a partner, what's the price?
Actually, Tone, this is strictly for the deal driven app. I can give you just tell them to go to the website, partnerdriven.com, www.partnerdriven.com, and a sales rep will reach out to you and let you know what it is. Okay.
Okay, is it okay? That's fine. I could do that. Do they need the person's name and all that, or can they just give me the price so I could tell him?
I mean, you can reach out to them and find out what it is.
Yeah, all right, great.
Okay.
And I have a question on the app. If
Okay.
somebody um, does the free skip tracing,
Mhm.
once they get the results, how do they go about and text the people? Do we have to do it on the phone or can they do it through the computer?
You could do it either way.
Okay. Now,
So if you wanted to do it through the phone to text them, you just remember it's going to be a one-off, right? You're going to
what's that
text the
mean?
phone them one-off, meaning you can't create a list and then do a text blast. You'll have to
Oh,
do
that's
it
what I
one
was
at a
going to ask
time.
you. That's what exactly what I was going to ask you. You can't do that?
No, you can't do that. The Deal Driven app is not made to be a CRM. It's
Well,
made to just,
if I'm able to, let's say I have a software where I could do it. I
mhm.
mean, my question to you was, is there certain laws or certain things that when I do a blast, I mean, these lists, I'm not sure if they need to okay for me to send them an email or if I could just send them out if I have a program, like
Well,
to more than one at a time.
right. So if you have a program or a CRM, if it's a newer one or latest one, they're going to tell you that you have to be I forgot the compliant is. There's a law. Uh Basically you have to be given permission from those people that you are trying to text for them to receive that message. They have to say, yes, I want to receive it. But you have to be compliant. And those newer softwares, those newer CRMs, they make sure that you get certified before they send it out because that affects their business.
Well,
Okay.
how about the one that I do one at a time? It's okay to do it at one at a time, though.
Yeah, you can do it one at a time.
Yeah. Okay. That was basically it.
Okay. Yeah. Great question. Cool. All right. Let me get this out the way. So I'll put this over here. Lower your hand. Okay. Now, what is this? All right. So like I said, if you get, lost in there and you like, I don't remember how to do this, make sure you go to the circle with the question mark on it. Okay. All right. And Tone, you got another question? If you're talking, you got yourself muted. So if you have something, you can go ahead and unmute. If not, I'm gonna continue on. All right. So, like I said, this right here is the hub of everything. This is your dashboard. And so these different little boxes and stuff represent different parts of the deal driven app. When I talk about the deal driven app, I usually, and what I use it for is I use it to give me information. If I'm out driving for dollars or if I see a property that looks like a property I may want to try to find out some information about, or it looks like property, a vacant property, or a property that needs some kind of work, is in some kind of distress, just from my visual, I'll pull up and I'll go ahead and pull the app out and open up the lookup properties right here, address. When I do that, it's going to open up the map. Now, when it opens up the map, you have to enable your location on the Deal Driven app so it will locate exactly where you are. So when you click on it, it's going to tell you exactly your location, okay? And then wherever you are in front of the house or whatever, all you simply have to do to create a list or add it to a list or get it on the list or create a lead, a potential lead, is just to tap on the map. When you tap on the map, it pulls up some property information. This is just data. This is just information for your, so you'll know. It gives you the estimated valuation, right? What this house may be worth, okay? How much equity they may have in it, if they have any loans on it, they'll tell you that. All these numbers right here are estimations. It'll tell you the last time this house was sold. It'll tell you what type of home this is, whether it's a single family home, a duplex, a triplex, whatever. And then it's going to show you and tell you who the owner of that property is and when it was last updated. Anytime you're out and doing driving for dollars, the goal is to get as many properties on a list that you can add to a pipeline get as many properties on the list. So then when you get back to your office, back home or where it may be, then you can skip trace them, okay? It's not for you to go out there and actually, get this right here and be like, okay, let me calculate the ARV and all that. There's no need to do all that because first and foremost, you don't even know if they want to sell, okay? So why waste your time doing that? The goal is to get as many potential leads in a list that you can make that type of decision once you skip trace and call it. So once you get something like this, you want to add it to a list. And the easiest way to add it to a list is to simply click on the add button. It's going to pull up the list. So it's going to pull up either you got an existing list or a new list. And if you have an existing list, you can actually just drop this property into an existing list, right? You just click on it and then confirm. If it's new, let's say you're out in a new subdivision, you want to, find some properties and you're in Shady Acres subdivision. I'm doing driving for dollars. I can just write on here Shady Acres. D for dollars, that's what I call it. Okay. I think I spell acres wrong anyway. And then I can just confirm and I'll add the property to the list. And once it's added to the list, you'll see this right here has changed. It says detail. Okay. And then I'll just drive around the neighborhood. And matter of fact, when you're driving, if you have the app on, you'll see it following you on the map. Okay. Now, be careful. Don't be trying to look at this and like, I'm going the right way, because that thing goes sideways sometimes. You don't want to end up in nobody's yard or run over a couple kids at this bus stop. You don't want to do all that. So just pay attention to what's in front of you, but you'll see it. And then while you're driving, you see another house and you're like, I think I'm going to put this on there. So I'll tap on it and it'll pull up the property card for this house. Once it pulls up the property card for this house, I'll go ahead and just add it to that list that I already had. I'll go down here because it's going to be at the bottom and click on it, right? And then just hit confirm and it's going to add it to the list. Okay. That's how you create driving for dollars list. Anywhere you're out there doing something, just add the properties. I'll do another one just so we'll see it. I'll go ahead and add it to the list, do it to the existing list. Boom, boom. Just that easy. Okay. Anybody got any questions about that? Go ahead.
So what is the best or just your suggestion that how do it's better to have your list, for example, for zip codes or for area, or I don't know?
It really depends. So let's say you're out and you're talking to, you know, different investors. Maybe you went to a meetup and you start hearing them talk about, hey, you know, that those zip codes, 23451, 2, and 23, those are the hottest ones. Okay, you're hustling, you hear it, you see people doing it. You can create your list based off of that. If somebody says, hey, you know, over here on the east side of my town, where you located at, Carolina?
In Lexington, South Carolina. South
Okay,
Carolina.
South Kakalaki. I know it that. You down in South Kakalaki. So over on the east side of Lexington, man, that's what's the hottest. Everybody's moving over there. Then you can just create your you drive over there if you want to do the driving for dollars and just create a driving for dollars list for some of the subdivisions over there. If you're pulling a list, then you'll see when I show you on the list, when you pull this, you can actually just target it by using the radius search or creating your own little search box. And I'll show you that. So it really just depends on what what you want to do. There's no one set way when it comes to pulling lists or creating lists. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Anybody else got any questions, comments about that? Let's see. We got one new message. Oh. Yep. Okay. All right. So once you create the list, you're going to notice something. Let's say you create the list in this neighborhood, a month or two passes by, and you're like, I've been in this neighborhood, but I can't remember if I have or not. Well, if you open up your app and you see, and you look on the app, you're going to see a little check mark, like a check mark right here, one here, one here. That means that you've already added those properties to a list. So you already know, oh, I already did this house. Okay, so that's a friendly little reminder. Also, one good thing is when you open up the Deal Driven app and you're looking, if you look over here, you see the legend. Okay, and the colors represent different statuses or different properties type or statuses. Excuse me. So when you see a lot of blue, like you see right here, right? There's a lot of blue right here. That means these are non-owner occupied. These more likely are apartments or townhomes right here, but these are single family homes, the ones in blue. And so those are non-owner occupied. That means they're just rental properties more than likely. And somebody else owns them, but somebody else is living there and paying their rent. And then you'll see one over here that says a pre-foreclosure. This one right here is a pre-foreclosure because it says pre-foreclosure. If I click on it, it's going to let me know. So, that one has some kind of pre-foreclosure or is under some kind of auction or something's about to happen to this property. So that legend right there can tell you a lot. So if you just pull it up and you like, I'm looking for all the non-owner occupied, tired landlords maybe, and you just pull up this map, this will let you know, hey, there's a lot of properties over here that are rental properties. It doesn't tell you every one of them are, but there's a lot of them. That may be an area you want to go drive and take a look. Okay.
Can you
Right, Tom?
can you click through, please?
What's that?
Can you click through on the pre-foreclosure? It says click for more info.
Oh, that's you talking about right here? Tap for more info.
Yeah.
All that does is just tells you the characteristics of the house.
Oh, it's not the pre-foreclosure number.
No, that's all it is. That's on all of the cards that you pull. When you do the more info, it's just getting you the county records or what's out there that's saying how many bedrooms and bathrooms and stuff like that. You don't
Thanks.
get to see that until you go into, if I added it to the list, right? If I add it to the list and when I go into the list, or when it says details, I can click here and it'll take me into a bigger version of the property details card. And there you can see that information.
I see.
Okay, and I'll show that to you in a little bit.
Mm.
Yes, Tony.
Yeah, so here's a question on, when I do a skip trace and I have all the numbers, now let's say the next month I want to get more properties. Those that I already did the previous month, they're all going to be on, how can I decipher the new ones from the old ones? Will it be like really confusing?
No. So whenever you create a list, let's say you create a pre-foreclosure list.
Right.
Okay.
If I want to renew that the next month,
So
um, make sure there's
what's
no duplicates.
right. So
What-
if you want to renew it, right, when you redo it again, you run it again, it may pull up the same ones when you initially do it. But when I get to that part, you'll see you always want to click on exclude properties previously in list. That way, they won't duplicate what you already pulled before. And the newer ones, once you open up your list, they'll be on the top because they'll have the new date that you pulled.
Okay,
And I'll
okay.
show it. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Okay.
Yeah, I think I did see that. You're right. Okay, got it.
All right. Okay, great. All right, so we got that pulled. We know we're out there, we're doing a driving for dollars. We got it pulled. We already created that list. We want to skip trace it. Okay, so what you want to do is I'm going to go back to the home screen. I'm going to go to the dashboard, and I can either go to view existing list or I can go over here for these three lines. Either way, it'll take me to where I need to go.
Barry,
Mhm.
can I ask you before you explain that?
Yeah.
You said something that area is good to driving for dollars because of what? Can you
Oh,
explain more?
because there was a lot of blue over there, so that means there's a lot of non-owner occupieds.
Ah,
So there could be a tired landlord or out-of-state owner who
ah,
has a rental property. So it's potential
What's
leads
perfect.
right there.
a
Thank you.
tired landlord? What's considered a tired landlord?
Somebody who just like, I'm tired of renting to people.
Is
People
it
who
like a certain amount of years he owned it?
yes, yeah. Some people, when you do it, when you pull the list for the tired landlords, when you go to that list, it's gonna always pull lists that are owners, or I think it's almost 10, no, 15 years or older who've had these properties. So when you go to the lead building search and you specifically say, I want to pull a tired landlord list, the filters will already filter that information out for you so you don't have to. And it's always pulling properties that are way like 10, 15 years ago. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. So once you pull the list, like I said, you see Shady Acres, driving for dollars. I only pulled 4 properties, but that's what it is, and it tells you the date when it got done. I'll go ahead and click on the box, open up the list, and I'm going to go ahead and skip trace them. Okay. Now, when you have it in card view, this is what this is. This is card view. You can actually get a photo. Okay. List view, when you click on list view, it's the same information. It's just in a different format. I prefer card view because then you can add pictures. And you can do this manually by clicking get photo, right? Or if you've taken a picture while you're out there with your phone, you can add your own photo and it'll go from your gallery if you want to. But if you click on get street Google Street Photo, it'll be either this view or it may be satellite view. Don't know. It just depends on how good Google took it. Also, if you don't want to go through and pull pictures for every one of your leads on your list, then you can enable automatic Google Street Pictures or Street View or pictures to automatically populate on your list. Like this one right here, this one automatically came up because I got it enabled on my account. If I close this and wait another 10, 15 minutes, all of these will be filled in because it's pulling. or I can just help it out and click on here, do that, I confirm. And all the pictures are there. So the pictures are there for one reason only. Actually, two. So you'll jog your memory. But also, if you're going to do the postcards, if you're going to send out the direct mail through the Deal Driven app, then any of the postcards that have pictures of houses on it, it'll replace it with the property you're sending it to. So when people see the postcard, they'll see their property on it instead of a generic one. Okay.
How much is it? How much is it to send a postcard for
It's
one?
going to cost
Is it
this car. Yeah, you're exactly right.
one
Just
credit?
what you're going to say. No, it's one credit. It says 1.5, but it's one credit.
And how much is one credit in exactly?
It's I don't know, maybe $1. I'm not sure. You got to look on the thing. So if you go here over to payment methods, go to your buy credits, and you click right here. It's going to tell you the more you buy, the less it costs. Okay. If you just do 10 credits, it's $1 a credit. If you do 20, it drops down to 18 because you save 10%, so forth and so on. So it really just depends on, for you, whatever your budget is, that's what you buy. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
So there's none
I
of
know.
them that would be like 50 cents. I mean, usually, what's a stamp cost today? I don't even know.
You asking the wrong person.
Nobody knows what a stamp is. Yeah.
You can Google it if you want to.
Yeah.
All right. But I don't know.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So once you've got your list pulled, this is for people who, just going through the basics. You got your list pulled. The first thing you want to do, you went out and you drove for dollars. Now you got to find out how to get in contact with everybody. And again, if you guys are with Partner Driven and your partners are Partner Driven, then you can do 1,000 leads every month for free. Doesn't cost you anything. And you can do 1,000 free skip traces every month. They don't roll over. So you can't say, I'm only going to use 50 today and then I'll make to next month and I'll have, 1,950 left. No, it's 1,000 refreshed every month. Okay. If you use all your credits in 1 week and just at the beginning of the month, you're not going to get anything. At least you won't get any free ones until 3 weeks later. You can buy some, you can do some credits and buy you some more, at 50, I think they're 50 at a block or something like that for leads or free skip traces or whatever. But if you use them all at one time, then you have to wait the whole, whatever the days are before you get a new set of a new 1,000. So make sure you don't try to skip trace everything in one time. And there's no reason for you to try to do skip tracing a list of 600 properties, because there's no way, unless you don't work or you ain't got nothing else to do, that you're going to go through those 600 in 1 week or 2 weeks. Pace yourself. Okay. So once you do this, if I want to skip trace this one right here and I'm going to do the free one, all I do is I can click this right here and it'll select all your property. Okay. Whatever you got, it's going to select everything. And then you see the free is right here. And then they got the instant or owner email phone lookup. So I'm not going to do all of these on the free. I'll just do 2 for free. When you click on free, it starts to process it. It's going to tell you how many. I click on yes. And it's going to say 2 were requested. you'll see that it's turned yellow. That means it's processing. To do the free, it takes about 24, sometimes 48 hours before you get the phone number associated with the property owner. Okay? Takes a while. But if I wanted to get it instantly, I have to undo this one and undo that one. If I want it instantly, if I click on this, it's going to utilize my credits. And it's going to tell me how many properties, how many credits, you know, how many I got available, how many it's going to take. If you got 30 properties, it'll take 10 credits because it's a third of a credit per property. And it's going to tell me that if only if an email address, a phone number, or owner mailing address is returned, if any of three of those or all three of those are returned when it does the skip trace, it'll charge you for the credit. But if none of that is returned, then you don't get charged for the credit. So I'll say yes. It's going to tell me it's running in the background, which it is because it's running in the background. But if I want to see what it's done, I just click on the refresh button. And boom, I got my phone numbers, right? Cell phone, regular phone, you can text, and I got my email address associated with the property owner, okay? And then the same with this. So I got that. That's what skip tracing is. That's what it does. Does anybody have any questions about the skip trace?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Can you put your own information in there too if you have some?
You can, and if it works, if it pulls up the phone number, then you got that information. I can tell you that it ain't always that accurate.
Okay.
Did you put yours in there?
No, I didn't mean my own information. I meant if I had like information about a property.
Oh, yeah. So what you need to do for that is if you go back to the home page and you see where it says enter any address or location, that's where you'll put that information in. So you'll put the address here, and then it's going to pull it up on the map, and then it'll pull a property card up, and then you add that property card to a list.
So you can put the owner's name if you know it, or
Not that, no, you got to put the address. You'd only do address or location.
okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Let me go back. Nope, that's not where it was at. Now, can you not, okay, Tone, mute yourself if you're talking, thank you. All right. Okay. So now that you got them skip traced, let's say you want to reach out to the individual. Like I said, you can use the phone number and you can call or text. You can do it through the app. If you got it on your phone, you can actually call somebody by clicking on this line, this number, and it will dial out over your phone. It's going to use your phone number, but you could do it. I could actually call it from my laptop because I have a Mac. It'll do iMessage, right? And I can actually do call out, or it'll do it through FaceTime on my Mac. If you have a PC that's running on Windows, you have a Windows machine, you just got to have some kind of communication software on there where you can actually communicate and stuff like that. So I could do that. Call, text, whatever. Okay. If I want to send them an email, I could just send them an email. And then if I want to send postcards, let's say I want to just do direct mail as well. So if I click here, It'll say start direct mail campaign. Click on start direct mail campaign. It's going to pull up all our cards. These are all the cards that we have. You just choose the one that you like, the one that you want to use. Okay. And then click on it. It turns green. Start mailer. Okay. It's going to start doing this thing. It's going to start processing, putting stuff together. And just like the free skip trace, this will turn yellow because this has to be sent, or it goes to a third-party vendor that we use that mails these things out. Once they, process it and mails out, this turns green as well. And so sometimes it takes a little bit. I'll click on yes. Say okay. And see it turn yellow. So now it's in process. If you want to see what it looks like, just do the drop-down menu, preview mailer, and you'll see the postcard, what it looks like. Okay, so you see it has the house is on there. Okay, preview. Now, when you do this, the preview goes away when you actually process it. Okay. If you have your picture, your logo, you can have it right there, have your name. It's going to tell you to put the messaging here. It's going to put the property owner here. And it's going to put your phone number as well. Okay. So that's how you create that. Remember, whenever you do these postcards, the first thing you have to do is you got to set up your signature block before you can actually do one. Then if you wanted to go out in a series, right, like a campaign, you have to enable that also to do that. If not, it's just going to be a one-off, meaning you'll mail it one time and that's it. Okay, you got a question?
Yes, Barry, in your experience, what works better?
Depends on the season.
Okay.
It does. I mean, it really does. It depends on what the season is. Because right now, right? Well, let's go back 2 years. 2 years ago, up until recently, text messaging was the thing. Cold calling is the thing. But regulations and people complaining has put a damper on that. So people are going back to, direct mail. Now, direct mail has always worked, but direct mail is expensive, and it also takes, 6, 7, 8, depending on where you live at, 9 touches before somebody even responds to it. But it does work. It just costs you an arm and a leg. Pay-per-click, that works. Pay-per-lead, those things work. Door knocking definitely works. Knocking on people's doors, that definitely works. You just have to be careful when you're out there. Just don't go by yourself, right? Don't go at night. Then just know what neighborhoods you're in. They'll be knocking on people rando doors. That's it. Bandit signs, they still work. If you can put them out, they still work. So, but it's like anything else, you got to test and grow. So wherever you are, you want to test a couple of things and see which one is working for you. And if that one's working for you, then you grow with that one until it doesn't, then you got to switch. Marketing is always going to be something that's always going to be changing. Something new is going to come out, or something old will come back. So there's nothing really. So you have to determine that. If I was to tell you, all right, Carolina, you're in Lexington. What's the population of Lexington? What, 100,000, 200,000 people? Or you don't even know, do
No,
you?
less.
Like 12 people, right? So
No, almost there.
okay, I got you. It's less than 100,000, all right?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So it's sort of like a small, not a small town, but just a regular sized small town. All right. And so something like that in that type of area bandit signs. Have you seen the bandit signs out?
Yes.
You see a lot of them, or just every now and then you see some?
Every now and then.
Okay. So you can use those there, because there's probably not a lot of people, doing that. Handwriting letters, those handwritten letters, they work, some places like that. And probably the postcards probably work, but I'm saying that'll get expensive. But the best way is to word of mouth, letting people know what you're doing. Okay.
Okay.
Telling them
Okay.
what you're doing. If you want to put something on your car, get you a magnet. If you want to, you say, I buy houses, get you some T-shirts, whatever your business name is going to be, you know, we buy houses type stuff. So people know. And that's for everybody
Okay.
on here. Yeah, that's for everybody. Just marketing. That's how you get your leads. The best leads are the inbound leads, guys. Outbound leads are getting more and more difficult to do because of the regulations that are happening. Technology is saying, hey, you got to be able to do this to move faster in the scale. And this is true. But you also got to know there's regulations out there. And some of the things, there's always a workaround. You just have to do your own research to find out what works best with you and your budget. But getting leads, marketing is the biggest part of being in real estate or any business. You got to get
Okay.
customers. They got to know who you are. And so you got to be able to do that. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Barry, you were saying something like knocking doors, but what is it? Houses that yeah,
Mm-hmm.
of course not vacant, of course not. Which
Yeah.
houses?
Most of the time, you could do pre-foreclosures. If somebody's on a pre-foreclosure list, you pull it, a
Okay.
lot of times they're not going to answer the phone. They will do text, but they're not going to answer the phone, and they probably have a stack of cards on their desk, on their table from different people, because as soon as their name is on public list, everybody's trying to get to, but not everybody's going to personally knock on their door. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. One of the things I do want to say though, guys, when it comes to leads and motivation, a motivated seller is somebody who is willing to sell their house below market value. Okay. The list that you pull, they give you a symptom or an ideal that this person may be motivated to sell, but it doesn't tell you that they are motivated to sell. It just means they may be more likely to, if they're on a foreclosure list or, tired landlord, they may be, but a person who's truly motivated is somebody who's willing to sell their property below market value. Always remember that. So when you're out there pulling these lists and everything, and you're like, I pulled a pre-foreclosure list off the Deal Driven app, and I was, calling these people, and nobody was wanting to sell, even though they're going to the auction. You're gonna run into that. Just because somebody's going to auction, they're not gonna just give their house away. A lot of times, they're like, well, I want something out of it, even if they didn't got no equity in it. They be trying to get something out of it. So just because somebody's showing those symptoms doesn't mean they're motivated to sell. That's why when you pull these lists and you start looking at properties, or you're out there thinking about, hey, this is a nice house. I think I want to, get this. This one might be a good one. And you start looking at numbers, and you put the formula to it, and you might be saying, oh man, I got $100,000 spread on here I can make. First and foremost, you don't even know if they want to sell. So that's why you pull the list, Deal Driven app, you get the numbers, and you make contact with the property owner. And your whole goal is to find out, do you want to sell? Depending on the list that you pull. Okay. And that's pretty much it on that. So, anywho, let me go. I'm going down the rabbit hole here. Once you skip trace it, like I said, you get a hold of them and you start reaching out to these property owners to find out if they are interested in selling. Before I move on to create the list so I can get you guys off of here, does anybody have any questions about what's been said or done so far? Anybody?
Yeah, Barry, I got a question on, since you guys were talking about door knocking.
Mhm.
Here where I am in Jacksonville, there are some roads
Duval.
that Duval
Duval,
that's that you can drive to,
Uh-huh.
but they're considered officially private roads.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can drive to, it's not a dirt road per se, but it is private,
Mhm.
and it's not secluded. So you can see, but it's still considered a private road.
Mhm.
Will it be, is that feasible to knock the door knock, or because it's private, it's a no?
I would be. I'm not an attorney. I'm not this. I don't know. But if it says like some of them, they do have a street sign that says private road. Some of them have it right there on the sign that says private road. But then they also have no soliciting or no trespassing. Some of them do. Some of them don't. So
Right.
the only way you're going to know is if you pull up, you don't see that, but you just see the word private road. If you feel like it's something that you should do or you can do, then do it. But if you don't feel comfortable, you'll know it. You'll
Understood.
be like, you know what I'm saying. So
Understood.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir. Thank you.
yep. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So no questions on that. I'm gonna show you how to pull a list, and then we'll just get off the call after that. So let's say you want to pull a list. I'm gonna use Lexington, South Kakalaki for my example. All right, so to pull a list, you just click on either this right here, which is the magnifying glass, or up here, either one. It says Lee Building Search. It's going to pull up the Lee Building Search screen. What you do is you enter in your city and state, county, zip code, or you can enter a property address. If you put in a county or a zip code, the map will not pull up. You will not see the map because it's only searching within the boundaries of the county or the zip code. But if you put in the city or the zip code, it will pull it up and click on it. And there you go. It pulls up a map. And by default, oh, you outside of Columbia. You ain't that far out. You ain't in the sticks. You'll see there's a 20-mile radius around here, okay? And that's by default. That is what the radius, that's what it's searching in if you just leave it right there. This is adjustable. You can go all the way up to 50 miles radius or all the way down to a 1-mile radius, just depending on where you're at. But by default, it's 20, okay? But let's say you want to zoom in and target a specific area. So if I go into Lexington, right, and I zoom in and zoom in, right, and I don't know what side of town this is, but let's say somebody told me you need to go over here to the east side, right? And check over in this area, especially this subdivision. Okay, cool. What I'll do is I'll switch my search from radius to polygon, and then I will just simply tap on the map. Boom, 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 boom. Move this up a little bit. I can drag this down and make this my boundary. And then I have this shaded area, and everything in this shaded area, that's only where the Deal Driven app is going to search. Okay. You can make it as big as you want. as wide as you want, as narrow as you want. You can even move the thing around if you want to, okay? But once you settle in where you want to be searching, you just simply say done drawing. And what it'll do, it'll tell you over here, there's 18, almost 1,900 properties that are single family in this search radius, okay? And so that's when you go to your select search type. And like I said, up here at the top, these are the ones that are predefined. That means you don't have to add any filters to them. They are what they are. If you want single family home, tired single family home landlord, you click on it, it's going to only pull tired single family home landlords based off of the filters that are in there. Okay. You don't have to do anything else, but do that and then show your results. But if you want to do what we call list stacking, where you want to be specific, say, I want all the out-of-state owners that have a vacant house, I would just simply click on this and that, and it says that I have 28 that are either vacant or out of state or both. But you want specifically, they got to be vacant and they got to be out of state. I just click this button where it says all, and it's going to show me that there's only one property that's in that shaded area that fits both criteria, that is a vacant out-of-state owner house, okay? This is a way for you to be specific about what you're looking for. And also, if you get a result like that, you can actually go back and expand the search if you want to, or if you just want to be targeting and do a short list. This is how you do it. You can stack these, okay? So it's called list stacking. When you're doing pre-foreclosures, you don't have to stack anything because it doesn't matter if it's a single family, duplex, triplex, quad, whatever you're searching for, whatever is in pre-foreclosure, it's going to pick it up. So in that little shaded area, there was only 7. Okay, fine. Now you can either show your result, or maybe you want to go a little bit further. So you want to, fine tune your search. These are additional filters that you can actually use. So let's say it's only searching for single family, but you notice there's townhouses over there, maybe condos, maybe duplexes in that neighborhood. You can choose them. So townhouses, there's 1, condo none, duplex none, triplex. So I got a single family home and a townhouse that's in pre-foreclosure. Okay. There's some additional filters you can use. I'm not going to do those today, but this time I'm just going to say show results. All right. So when you say show results, it's going to show you on the map in that shaded area that you drew where these properties are located at. Okay. And you see this one right here is in red. That means there's an auction coming up. Like there's an auction on this property slated for the 6th, which is in a couple of days. You might say, well, ain't that too late? No, it's not. If you get a hold of them and you're able to, hey, listen, I can do this, I can do that, or find out what's going on first. You want to find out what's going on. What have they tried? Always make buying their property the last result of what you're doing. Your goal is, when somebody's in pre-foreclosure, your goal is to try to help them stay in their house. But once you start going through the different things the options that they have, it generally whittles down to, okay, the only way I can really do this is to buy your house. Okay. So in this case, this one's going to auction. You'd have to get a hold of this one ASAP. You're not going to be able to probably get them on the phone. You're probably ain't going to ask them with text, so you probably have to go over and go, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. Or I can say, hey, Miss Ray, I got a list of properties that I get every month, and I saw that your property was going to auction. Is that true? Did you know that? Okay. Well, I'm here to see if there's anything I can do to help you. Okay. I do this all the time. I talk to different people on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of times we're able to help them. So tell me what happened, you know, and what have you tried? Have you talked to your mortgage company? You know, you try to do a deferment. Have you tried to do a loan modification, right? What about some organizations in the area? Did you know about the 123 organization that helps people pay their mortgage? What about the association? Did you try your church? Most of the time, do you think about selling it, putting it online, you know, getting a realtor and selling it? A lot of times when it gets to this stage, they really have no real options, but you still want to go and find out what they did or didn't do. Because if you can help them, that's what you want to do. But if it comes down to, okay, either I can buy this house if the numbers make sense and, you know, buy it, then maybe put some money in your pocket. That's what I'll try. That's what I'll do. Or you can do a short sale. I have a resource where they can help you stop the foreclosure, get the price reduced, but you're not going to make any money off of it. But it'll save your credit. So you get to, you know, you get to be able to help people in a situation like this, one way or the other. But the whole thing is you got to find out what's going on. All right. And so some of these properties, like this one right here that says the auction was September the 5th, it's still showing in the public records that there's a pre-foreclosure or some kind of action happening. You still want to call, find out, you know, hey, I saw that your property was supposed to have gone to auction on September the 5th. Did that happen, or do you know anything about it? Yada, yada, yada. Sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes it gets postponed, but it doesn't get recorded. They got postponed. Different things happen. So you still want to follow up on these. Okay. So there's a few of them here. But once you get the list, same thing like you did with the Driving for Dollars list. You want to create a list. You want to go ahead and add to a list. So you click the records box, add, select it to a list. It's going to pull up the same type of dialogic box. You can either add it to an existing list, right? So if I want to add it to the Shady Acres, right? I can put it on there, or I can create a new list. But if you're adding it to a new or existing list, always click on the exclude properties already added. That means you won't get duplicates. And then once you do that, you click on confirm. It's going to do the thing. It's going to do processing. It's going to say it's complete. And then you have a choice. You can either say okay and pull another list for something else, or you can just go to the list and it'll take you over there, right? And it's add it to that list. So you see pre-foreclosure all the way through. And then you just do the same thing you always do. You want to skip trace the properties, exclude the ones that you did already done. Either you're going to do the free or you're going to do the owner instant one, and then try to make contact. It's that simple. Okay. All right. Does anybody got any questions on the Deal Driven app? Like I said, I do this every week on Thursdays at the same bad time, same bad channel. And for those of you guys who haven't tried the Deal Driven app, right? And you've like, okay, I think I want to try this. I think I want to do this. We do have that free 7-day trial. You can put it in the chat one more time so you'll have that link. And then once you get through trying it, if you like it, then it's $49 a month unless you're a partner. And then, you know, you don't have to pay. All right. All right, Dan, you got your hand up while I'm doing this. What you got, sir?
Hi, this video will be posted also in Facebook or someplace?
Yeah, it's actually posted in the Deal Driven app on the university page. Excuse me, the Deal Driven app YouTube page, because we have a YouTube channel. Okay,
Okay.
And it's also on, I do believe it's in it will be in the Facebook group. There is a Deal Driven Facebook group as well. But the
So
best
it'll,
place to catch is YouTube. Yeah.
okay, so today's will be on the YouTube?
It won't be on today.
Okay,
It'll be posted. Chloe says it takes, the one that's done today is usually not on till next week. So it's
okay,
always a week behind. But you can
okay,
always check out the other ones. Okay?
okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. No problem. All right. Anybody else got any questions, comments? Did I bore you today? Did you guys learn anything? Always good to hear some feedback. So,
No,
Okay, I'll
it
give
did.
back. Hey, no, I
hey,
know it feels like you're just sitting there talking and no one said anything, but no, it was amazing. I've done a lot of short sales of pre-foreclosures, and I do love I love everything you said today. I love the way you explained it slowly. For those of us who've been in this business for a little bit, it's easy to get excited and talk fast, and I love your delivery. And I'm signing up. So and this is not a paid advertisement, but I've looked at so many, I promise y'all, I've looked at so many and done so many different trials. And yeah, this is the real deal. It's exciting. So I appreciate you coming on every week, and I'm excited. So thank you so much.
well, thank you. I appreciate you the feedback. It's not, I didn't pay her. I didn't give her no Starbucks card or anything like to say that. That's the first time I ever met her.
True story.
But it's true, yeah, facts. So,
Thank you, Barry, for everything.
well, you're welcome. You guys are welcome. Just remember, and I have to make sure you understand it. The Deal Driven app to me is, I call it a property location tool. And what I mean by that is simply this. You can actually go to any neighborhood. If you're out there and pull the app open, tap on, open it up, tap on the map, and it'll pull the information up. It provides you data, okay? It provides you information. Remember, this is public record information, so it's not 100% always up to speed because it's based off of what we receive from the third-party service. That's why you never rely on just one thing, guys. You always want to make sure that if you're talking to a property owner and you get them interested in, wanting to sell the property to you, go take a look at the property, go talk to the property owner, let them see your face, you see their face. It's always good to do the one-on-one. And then also you see the property, because you could be looking virtually at a property and like, hey, I'm gonna buy this house. And next thing you know, when they go to buy it, or you go to buy it and you go look at it, or you have boots on the ground, it's a vacant lot or it's a burnout. So you always want to make sure that you're putting your eyes on it. Trust but verify. Always remember that. Trust but verify. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for being patient. Thank you guys for being on the call. Thank you for being on, taking time to get the Deal Driven app and use it. Go out there and use it, man. Go out there and do whatever you want to do with it. Let us know. You can always email support@dealdriven.com if you're finding out there's some issues that you're running across that are technical issues. Okay. If you're a partner at Partner Driven and you're having account issues, you just send an email to Chloe@partnerdriven.com. If you're in another program or you somewhere else you got this app from, you'll have to get their representatives for their company to sort those things out, which they end up probably coming around to support at Deal Driven. So once again, I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great rest of the day, and see you next week.